looks boring, right? Wrong. I don't even know how to start talking about this game. It's an entirely unique genre to me, and frankly, I think I'm already addicted. I really need to put emphasis on the following. You don't have to be a car/truck person to enjoy this game. I know nothing about trucks, I don't even know how to drive, and yet I'm absolutely in love with Snowrunner. So what do you do in this game? It's not entirely a truck simulator. Although there are a lot of customizations, it's not as detailed as something like Euro Truck Simulator, and you can jump into it without knowing all those details. You basically drive around 3 unique locations that all have their multiple areas and do different tasks and contracts. The locations are Michigan, Alaska, and Taimyr in Russia. I've been playing hours upon hours of this game in the past couple of days, and I haven't even explored a third of Michigan yet. The maps are, or at least feel, huge because of how realistically slow the pacing is. I'll get to why that pacing is the best thing about this game shortly. There's also a dynamic day-night cycle and weather system. Your contracts consist of picking your load up in one place and bringing it to another. Aside from contracts, you also get smaller tasks like pulling out a truck that got stuck in the mud or bringing back someone's lost trailer. To do any task or contract effectively, you have to pick the right truck for the job based on the amount of storage space and power that it has, as well as the terrain it was constructed for. You then need to scout the environment you'll be driving through. You don't want to bring a highway truck through a muddy road and get stuck immediately. To see the environment in the map, you need to explore it using your smaller scout vehicles designed for off-road driving and uncover the map by visiting certain towers. One thing that the game doesn't tell you is to straight up ignore the waypoint system. When you click around your planned path to create waypoints, you feel like you're just going from one huge glowing dot to the next, and it really breaks the otherwise amazing immersion for me. I like that there isn't a mini-map, and I also try to look at the map as little as possible. This is personal preference, of course, but I found this to be the most fun way for me to play this game. I do my best in remembering key points in my route and try to only look at the map a few times during each trip. I never used to do this in games, but it's become so much more satisfying for me to learn my way around the map by looking at my surroundings rather than the map itself. Furthermore, I've also not looked up any guides online. With some games, being involved in the community and looking up tips and item locations online can be pretty fun and almost feel like a part of the gameplay, but with Snowrunner, I prefer finding everything out on my own. You know that feeling when you play GTA 5 just to drive around the city? Snowrunner is kind of like that, but much slower. I think the key to enjoying this game is to not go in with the wrong expectations. If you want the feeling of flying over hills like in GTA, you're definitely going to be disappointed. But if you like the exploration aspect of driving around and enjoy being alone and absorbing your surroundings, then this game might be up your alley. Now, I'm usually pretty impatient for slow, tedious tasks in games, but Snowrunner's slow is not that type of slow. I never thought I'd say this, but being stuck in mud can be just as exciting as doing actions in action games. I've always thought that a good game, or really any piece of media, can make you enjoy stuff that you aren't generally interested in. Like, who cared about cowboys before Red Dead Redemption? I still think the medieval shit is the most boring and overused aesthetic ever, but The Witcher 3 and Skyrim are my favorite games. Snowrunner makes driving through mud so exciting that I don't even know how to describe it. You see a deep mud pit in front of you, unsure if you'll be able to make it through. You get on the edge of your seat, put your truck in low gear, activate all-wheel drive and differential lock, and watch the tires sink in. You struggle for a few minutes steering left and right, hoping to get a better grip. Finally, you start to see some movement. The tires aren't spinning in place anymore. You lose the friction often, but moving the steering wheel allows you to regain it. You're finally close enough to hook to a nearby tree and pull yourself out with the combined strength of the cable and your engine. You feel a sense of relief and satisfaction. You didn't just hold W and hope for the best. You put in work and it paid off. You're often one wrong move away from toppling over, badly damaging your vehicle, or getting stuck, which creates a sense that there's actually something at stake. But what if you did get stuck, for example? Well, you can pull yourself out with a different truck, or you can just reset to your garage at any point with your fuel refilled, damaged parts restored, and truck good as new. There's no penalties or cost, which makes makes you less hesitant to tackle difficult paths. I don't know how they managed to make these slow battles with the environment fun, but they certainly did. The terrain physics are incredible. Every type of terrain you drive on, your truck reacts to realistically. You almost feel the bumping around, you see how much grip your wheels have based on how they're spinning, and the marks you leave look like real life. I assume playing with a steering wheel is an even more gratifying experience, but to maximize your immersion, play this game with a toothpick in your mouth and a beer in your hand. My only couple of complaints would be that the music gets a bit repetitive as there are no multiple radio stations, but this game is perfect to play while listening to a podcast, so I don't mind that too much. Also, I would have liked to hear some more ASMR-ish sounds, like tires going over gravel or splashing in the mud. The vehicles sound great, but I felt like the sound of them interacting with the terrain was a bit lacking. Overall, I can't wait to play this game some more. I don't know if it'll get boring over time as I haven't played enough to get to that point, but regardless, it's a very unique and special experience, and I strongly urge you to check it out if you just want to chill out during the chaotic situation the world is currently in.